And in this episode, I have got a beautiful guest speaker with me right here, Kiki from Yonilicious. So Kiki is an inclusive sex educator specializing in women's and vulva sexuality. She has a PhD in sexology and is the CEO of the Yonilicious Academy for Women's and Vulva Sexuality, where she offers high-quality, certifiable trainings. And Kiki is a trauma-informed therapist and educator and is known for her holistic and vastly knowledgeable approach to sex education. Welcome! Mm-hmm. So excited because I did her training and I totally loved it. Mm. It was so amazing, so holistic. I've learned so much. So happy that you are here.
Thank you for the compliment. You're a very good student.
Thank you. There comes this little bit of a perfectionist out.
Yeah.
I always ask my guest speakers a couple questions at the start. Mm-hmm. And the first one is, where are you currently at in your self-love and pleasure journey, and what brings you the most pleasure?
In my own, I guess I'll start with self-pleasure journey. I have been trying to practice bringing in a lot of arousal into my self-pleasure. So focusing really more so on arousal than climax. And seeing if I can have around 20 minutes of arousal between 4 to 8 state of arousal, being in that zone for about 20 minutes before I climax. And yeah, it has been difficult because I love orgasming and I can come really quickly. But I know that the benefits on my nervous system are really, really awesome. So I've been trying to commit to that a few times a week when I can. My self-love, I would say that I'm trying to bring in a little bit more compassion when I can't show up in the spaces and the way that I want to, remembering that I'm human, and just giving myself little bits and pieces of care when I can. Like making sure I do a magnesium foot bath at night time. Oh, nice. Or brushing my hair even just feels like self-care, trying to do that every day because otherwise it gets super naughty.
It's so long.
Yeah, we've got really long hair.
I just cut mine this morning.
Oh, it looks healthy. I need
just
to
by
trim.
myself and I'm like,
yeah. So yeah, I'd say that's kind of the gist of where I'm at in my current self-love and pleasure journey.
Beautiful. And what brings you the most pleasure?
Definitely eating specific meals that get me completely out of my mind and into my mouth and my body and
into my mouth.
Yeah, pretty much. Specifically really good pasta. Like a really good pasta that tastes like it's from Italy.
Yum.
Is the key to my heart and my pussy. Yeah.
It just reminds me, it was just really good for the topic from today, cock worship. So get me out of my mind and into my mouth. And all I was just thinking now is our topic, cock worship. Great start. So this is a good transform into the topic. So this is our topic for today. It's also called Lingam worship, cock worship. And before we're going to get into that topic, do you want to explain first of all what it is?
Yeah,
where
totally.
It comes from?
So cock worship is essentially giving our lover who has a cock, or our partner, or whoever it is in our life that we want to step into this really sort of sacred space of interacting and connecting deeply and intimately, dropping all of the expectations and pressures of what we have around a cock, essentially, of it having to be hard, of it having to be big, of it having to stay hard, of it having to give us pleasure, look a certain way, be a certain way. And that also is for the person who's receiving the worship and the person who's giving the worship. Because cock owners can also feel a lot of expectations and pressure around how their cock should be and should look. And cock worship really allows us to have all of those expectations and pressures fall away, to create much more intimacy and depth and space around what is actually possible with cock and cock pleasure, and being intimate with a cock, because there's a lot more possible. Just to sort of name a few, there's such thing as soft cock ejaculatory orgasm, or there is hard cock non-ejaculatory orgasm. And therefore, you know, these things aren't talked about, they aren't known about, and so when we don't have the space to drop in and to explore what is possible with pleasuring a cock and being intimate with a cock and intimate with one's own cock, then we kind of tend to do the same thing over and over, and sometimes that works for people, sometimes it doesn't. But what I've also noticed in heterosexual relationships, or relationships where someone has a penis, someone has a vulva, is that there tends to be a deepening of intimacy and understanding of one another's body, because, you know, we don't have the other person's genitals. We don't just know how it works. It's unlike when it's a same-sex relationship. You kind of have an idea, even though everybody's different. And so what I find happen is a lot of people find that they understand each other's body better, but also it feels as though it's such a gift to give people with cocks, because of that expectation dropping, for them to actually like truly drop in and feel their body and connect to their body and listen to their body. It feels as though both people in that experience are getting into new territory and understanding that sex can be about so much more than, you know, getting fucked or penetration or orgasm. And I find male body people also then tend to have more appreciation and understanding of female bodies, and how if we put time and energy into arousal and into caressing and to allowing space and time, that so much more pleasure can be experienced. And so that rush of, which can be really yummy and like passionate lovemaking, that sort of like getting things done quickly isn't always the go-to. And there's sort of that exploration in sex that we often see in lesbian couples, because lesbian couples tend to have less focus on penetration, less focus on orgasming, and then it's all over. And so that satisfaction that I've seen in lesbian couples starts to happen more so in heterosexual couples.
Yeah, I've, from my experience over the last few years, seen and heard a lot of cock shaming, penis shaming, size, shape, curved, not curved, hair, so much. And I recently had also Cam Fraser on the podcast, who also said one of the most important things is to slow down, because they've learned to masturbate in a certain way, too quickly and hide it, and with lots of friction and really rough and firm, to actually slow down and really be present. So I think cock worship can be such a delicious practice for them to actually, okay, I'm stepping out of this, what I've learned, into more actually taking pleasure out of this, and really having that moment of someone is actually caring for me, and someone's really providing and holding space for me, and I don't have to like perform right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can like drop in, actually drop
Exactly,
into their
yeah.
heart. And sometimes emotions can come up. Sometimes it can be like a really vulnerable moment because of all, like you were saying, like this like relationship that a lot of male body people have with their body, of like, yeah, like wanking like really quickly before like their mum walks past their room, and hiding it in their sock, and, you know, throwing, you know, all of this like shame around having a boner even. That is such a programmed pattern, hardwired into their nervous system. So having this space to be like, oh, it's okay, like it's actually okay, and it's okay if I get hard and then I get soft, because guess what, I get hard again, versus it being something to fear. You know, in intercourse, some people, if they tend to have erectile disappointment, that can be like a huge fear of theirs, like if I get soft then it's over and then I've disappointed somebody and there's something wrong with me. It's like, no, like cocks don't just get hard, stay hard all of the time. For a lot of people, some people they do and they're very lucky, but a lot of people they don't, and that's okay. Like the session doesn't have to end just with the soft cock. It can just evolve into something else, and then probably will get hard again.
But I think that's also society, where even like vulva havers grow up like, now this is expected of the man. He needs to be hard. He needs to be ready. If he's not hard, maybe like it's me. Like they don't find me attractive, and then put pressure on him again. So it just like goes around and around. So I think cock worshipping is such a beautiful practice. Same as the yoni massage and worshipping, pussy worshipping, to give back to each other. So if a partner is interested, to all the vulva havers listening right now, and like, oh, I really want to do that for my partner. Is there a certain way, process? How does it look like?
I think for anything new, it's really awesome to have a chat about it first with your partner, so you can kind of set up expectations or manage expectations of one another, and you can also kind of take in, you know, each other's like boundaries and come up with different maybe safe words and aftercare, plan for aftercare. You know, you can really be conscious with it, like as you would in many other aspects of newness and sexuality. And then the other thing that I'd recommend is to get really curious and to go into it with no expectations or minimal expectations, and see it as more of an experiment, at least the first couple of times, because it's something you've never done before. And there is no right or wrong way. You know, the goal is just to honor one another and to, in this case, honor the cock owner and their cock. And that's all that you have to do in whatever way that works for you. I've found what can be really beautiful is to set up the space. Sometimes I have rose petals, have like really yummy smells, make it a really nice, like sensuous space. So you're also loving it there, you know, it's for both of you. I find myself incredibly wet, incredibly engorged when I'm doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can imagine that.
Yeah, yummy. It's so yummy. You might want to wear something sexy.
Yeah.
You might want to have some really beautiful linen and soft fabrics around, and you might want to bring in a feather or something else to start playing with the senses while you're doing it.
I think that's a really important part, because the more you enjoy it as well, that radiates out, and the more he will be able to actually really experience and be like, okay, yeah, she got me, like she's enjoying that too, I'm enjoying that, like, okay, it's okay to let go and ease into it.
100%. Yeah, it's they don't have to caretake you and be like, oh, you know, is this person okay doing this for me? It's like, oh, they're into it. Okay, I can let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, having like a nice yummy shower beforehand, both of you as well, so you know, like everything's clean, everything smells good, everyone can just like relax. Unless you're both like into smells, then you might want to not do that, and that's your thing. But I know I'm very like scent sensitive, so I love a nice shower before. And then having some yummy like oils around. I like to make up a libation that I bathe the cock in. So I'd put some oil, some milk, some rose oil, and at one point of the worshipping session, I'll bathe the cock in it, and I'll say say really beautiful things.
Oh, I wish I had a cock.
Yeah.
Because all cock worshipping on me.
Totally. It's beautiful.
I take the yoni worshipping.
Yeah.
You're functioning, but you aren't feeling. You hold it all together. Your life, career, motherhood, relationships, and you keep pushing through. You keep managing, doing one thing and another thing, people pleasing, a life on autopilot. And underneath all of it, you ask yourself, is that really it? Is that what life supposed to be? Your mind rarely stops. You keep overthinking. Your sleep is broken. Your digestion is off. And rest makes you feeling uncomfortable. That is your nervous system stuck in survival state. Your body has forgotten how to feel safe, how to soften, how to receive, how to feel good. And what's missing is not more effort. What's missing is pleasure, somatic pleasure. I am Patricia, an ED/DV survivor, a former nurse, mother, a pleasure explorer, and an award-winning educator in somatic pleasure. I am the founder of Pleasure Lit. My trauma-informed somatic pleasure approach blends nervous system regulation, tantra, sexuality, breathwork, yoga, meditation, identity shift, and feminine embodiment. And if this sparked something inside of you, join us within the Pleasure Lit Woman program, which is my 8-week group program, helping you from functioning to feeling radiant, regulated, and deliciously turned on. You're also invited to join us within the Pleasure Lit Circle, which is my online community membership for women, where we have got live calls, somatic practices, resources, masterclasses, and so much more. You can also explore my self-paced online courses all around pleasure and follow along Patricia's Pleasure Ad for more pleasure tips and if you like to submit your questions. When you prefer reading, you can get my #1 bestseller book, The Pleasure Lit Way. And if you like more personalized support, book yourself in for a one-on-one coaching session. For more details and how to join it all, go to pleasurelit.com.
And yeah, just sort of one of the things that I've found to be the most like special part of a cock worship session is while doing this saying really beautiful things to the cock. So things like, I think you're so beautiful, you're so delicious and juicy, I love you when you're soft, I love you when you're hard, your colors, your textures, I love the way you bring me pleasure, I love how safe I feel when you're inside of me, like all of these like really yummy words of worship that you might think, but your partner may have never heard them ever in their life.
Makes a huge difference. Just let this sink in, just what you have heard. If someone tells you that, how do you feel? I just got goosebumps. So this is something, like you said, you might have thought about it, but your partner doesn't know about it. And when you tell them that, they can actually really receive it. So it's something really beautiful. Pleasure talk.
Yum. Pleasure talk.
Pleasure talk.
Exactly. So that's a really beautiful part. And I have noticed I've done it with multiple partners of mine, that this moment is where they really like drop into their heart and they start feeling like, oh, like, yeah, like I'm worthy of this. I deserve this. This is okay for me to receive. And it stays with them. Like it stays with a partner that when you say things like this. So that's a really beautiful part. And then doing some yummy massage as well, like without the intention to ejaculate or to come, I think also starts building these new neural pathways of pleasure because like you said, most male-bodied people, they've learned the sort of like jerking, like very like the what's it called, the monkey grip, like the really like intense grip on their penis. Yeah, the death grip.
The death grip.
I've heard that. Yeah, and so it's like grip. Really that, and you know, no like not many vaginas work that way. You know, we don't like squeeze and jerk like that. So it's really nice for them to feel these other ways and access points to pleasure. And you can discover so much. Like with my current partner, my husband's penis now to me is a playground. Like I know on the underside, there are two points right up near the tip of the penis that are super sensitive with the tip of my tongue that I didn't know existed before. Yeah. Also around the ridge of the crown, really, really sensitive. I know if I stroke in a certain way, it feels really good for them. And so exploring, doing different techniques that are sort of as much as different from the general sort of jerking as you can. You know, you can do a little bit of the like pepper grinder action. I like sort of doing like a cascading, like consistently flowing massage. I like walking up and down the penis. Doing some doing some sort of squeezing along the sides, being gentle with the tip, especially at the beginning, but also checking in with your partner consistently, particularly at the beginning, to make sure what you're doing actually feels okay for them, and letting them know that, you know, all feedback is super, super welcome and exciting for you to know what they actually like, so that they're not just being like people pleasing and like, yeah, sure, that's good. They feel like they can actually say, actually, let's move on to the next thing.
I think that's a great idea. Like you said, a playground. Use it as exploration for like getting to know your partner. Same as you're getting to know yourself. You don't know until you know which way you like it to be stroked, or which side do you maybe prefer more. Is it the left labia, the right labia? If it's like pinching, is it, you know, tickling? Like you can be creative, like she just said, with like pepper grinders and things like that. So just come up with different styles. Exactly. And explore. Yeah. And check in with your partners. Yeah. Such a beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. And then if you do want to bring in a toy, like a feather or any other kind of like sensory things, you can bring that in. You might want to get them to touch themselves as well, and it might show you ways that you didn't know that they like to touch themselves. If you want to move around to the perineum or into the outside of the anus or even the inside of the anus, if that's something that your partner loves, you can incorporate that in as well, but I definitely wouldn't go there if this isn't something that isn't like a part of your regular practice, because we really want them to feel relaxed, and anal play for a novice is not relaxing in the beginning, until they feel really confident and comfortable. Exploration of the anus should probably be another activity on its own.
Yeah, I think pleasure toys and tools, definitely, that would be my jam to like, hey, how about we try a blindfold on you while I'm like worshipping your cock? Oh, well, I try to use a bullet vibrator around the penis, or, just like
Yes.
things or different material that you could probably also use, like a scarf or like some silk or satin flowing over the cock, or just like, some different tools, but probably something that you can then progress in. So each worship doesn't have to be the same.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that's the fun thing. Then it's almost like
so there's no right and wrong, as long as
exactly.
brings pleasure to your worshipper and you've got pleasure out of that.
Exactly, 100%. So, you know that each session can be new and different, or you might want to do the same thing, but it's also, that's exciting. That's that's where play can come in, and it can be really sacred and deep and meaningful in some aspects, and then in other aspects it could be like really fun and playful and silly, and you might end up laughing at something you've tried and it didn't work, and that's totally okay. And also, sort of to go back to toys, we found a toy that Jessie puts the penis into and it vibrates, and they came from it, and that's something that's never happened for them before. Like, they've never come from not like jerking off.
Yeah.
And that's so cool, because that has just opened up a whole other avenue of pleasure for us. Pleasure when we're not feeling well, for example. They know they can just lay down and pop a vibrator in the tip, and they can still have pleasure.
Yeah.
So much to explore with the body.
Definitely. I think you've also got a course on lingam or cock worshipping.
Yes, exactly.
Where can people find you when they want to learn more about this practice or your other practices that you teach? Yeah,
so I have got a couple of posts up on my Instagram on lingam worship or cock worship. So there's a bit of info there. Otherwise, I have a program that has all of my partnered courses included, and that's a part of that. So sort of like visual of my husband and I doing the cock worship ceremony, cock massage techniques, cock libation. There's also some anal worship stuff in there as well. And yeah, I mean, it also has the yoni worship and some other really yummy things in there. So those two places are probably the best way to find out some more information.
That's on your website?
Yes.
And your Instagram?
At yonilicious.
Yonilicious.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, we're going to pop that all in the description as well. I've also got another few questions that I usually ask. Do you have a favorite pleasure toy? And if yes, which one is it? I always want to know.
Yeah, I bet. It's such a fun question.
It's like, tell me all.
Yeah. You know everyone's secrets.
Yes. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
What you love doing. That's it. I know what you love doing.
A favorite toy. I mean, I really love the wand, because I live with a chronic illness where I feel yucky a lot of the time. So it's really, I always still want to be able to have pleasure, even on some days where I'm feeling yucky. And so to be able to just reach over, it's plugged in all 24/7. So I don't have to worry about, ready to go, I don't have to worry about charging, I don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, it's like a magic one, like a proper one that's plugged in,
exactly.
like a big one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they need to still be powered.
Yeah, exactly. So that for me, I think it gives me access to pleasure I wouldn't normally have. So I'm so grateful for that toy. Even though some others like maybe more pleasurable or exciting, that's like a gift to my pleasure. And then I think for my husband, I really actually love that they love the vibrating toy, but I also love the fleshlight.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, if I'm not feeling well, they still get to like, sometimes they just put it in between my legs while I'm laying on my tummy, and then they fuck the fleshlight, and it's like they're fucking me. And I'm like, I'm not ready to be penetrated, but like we could just kind of simulate it. Yeah.
That's a good one. Like, I'm not like, there hasn't been that arousal phase, I'm not engorged enough,
Exactly.
I don't want to be penetrated,
Exactly.
but you want to penetrate something. All right,
Exactly.
let's put that in between. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's so
that.
good. I love it. I love it too. I got it from Comfortable in My Skin.
Yeah.
And Jessie really likes it as well.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Do you have favorite lingerie or something that makes you feel good when you wear it?
Yeah, I really love like see-through vibes. So fishnet stockings.
Yeah.
I love and I really love pink. I really love pink on my skin, like bright, like neon or fluorescent pink.
Yeah, I can, like, your Instagram content
Exactly.
is really like, there
Yes.
she is.
Yeah.
Kiki's there out of pink.
Exactly. It's my fave. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You can like, just like,
yeah, that's my favorite. I love that kind of thing. I'd say that makes me feel the sexiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anything that's like showing my butt as well. I like showing off the booty.
Beautiful butt.
Yeah.
Do you have any book recommendations?
I think sort of on this topic, I really like The Multi-Orgasmic Man by Mantak Chia because it shows, it has like really cool exercises in there and shows how there are many different ways to be orgasmic as a male-bodied person, and yeah, kind of gives really cool tools to be able to explore and practice on your own. That's something that my husband did, and it really helped them. And I think that's like probably for this particular topic my recommendation.
Yeah.
Some things in there, you know, might not work for some people, but there is still, I think, a lot of valuable content.
And in general, like self-love, pleasure related?
I really love Orgasm Unleashed.
Orgasm Unleashed.
Yeah.
I've already got that one.
Ooh, yeah.
I haven't read it though yet.
Oh, I'm excited for you.
The thing is, because I ask everybody about their favorite book, I'm also
no.
ordering everyone's favorite book.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
I need a year off.
Just to read.
My kids are already like, Mom, is that another book? And I've separated the books that I still have to read to the books that I have read.
How's it looking?
Mom, the books that you still have to read. It's like 10 times more than what you've read. Mom's gonna be busy for the next few years.
You're teaching them the importance of
It's
reading.
important.
Yeah.
Reading, education, exactly.
Yeah, Orgasm Unleashed, I think, is sort of similar in the way that it gives like practical tools to be able to explore other avenues of experiencing orgasmic pleasure. So I think it's really cool for that. Like I did one exercise in there once. I thought it was 20 minutes. I was in Pleasureland for 2 hours. I came out and I was like, wait, I've got shit to do. What am I doing?
This book needs to come up for the priority list.
It's at the top.
Starting tonight.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
One last question, which we're going to leave the audience with, is what's your number one tip for self-love and pleasure?
That's a really good question because I feel like it's super subjective. So I feel like getting in touch with your own desire and really trying to listen to what that actually means for you, even if it doesn't make sense to the rational mind, even if it doesn't make sense to your community. Finding those things that light you up, that turn you on, that make you feel like saying yes, that make you excited, that you can't stop thinking about, whatever that is, and finding ways to be able to allow yourself those things in your life and trusting that they are good for you, you know. And some things might not make sense, or maybe they do, and just experimenting and seeing how it works out anyway, because you'll never know if you don't try. So that's my tip.
I love that one. Thank you so much for coming onto the podcast.
My pleasure. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Ciao.
I would love to hear from you what has resonated the most with you from this episode. You can leave us a comment down below. And when you like this episode, make sure you follow and subscribe to the show, give it a 5-star rating, and also share it along so we can spread more pleasure into this world. You can access my free workshop at pleasurelit.com/links. Sending you lots of love and pleasure. Mwah.